Let me just start off by saying I really wanted to like this game. I gave it as fair shot as I possibly could, but after playing Agony, it became abundantly clear that this game unfortunately lives up to its title. Agony is a survival horror game where you play as Amraphel, a guy who is sent to hell, and his task throughout the game is to find this mysterious figure known as the Red Goddess. The story itself is not necessarily the most compelling, but hey, it had a decent start and a decent premise, so I was willing to dive in and give this game a shot. But right off the bat, this game had some issues. For starters, frame rate drops. There's definitely some performance issues there. There are lighting issues, and no, I'm not complaining about the game being too dark. I'm talking about the actual lighting and the way they designed it. It made the fact that this game is visually really dark even worse, and I feel like that could have been fixed. There's also bugs and glitches scattered throughout. I remember this one instance, and maybe I'll have the game footage show up later, where I got stuck underwater and was trapped by absolutely nothing in the game. There were a few more other bugs that I ran into as well, and the game is just ugly. Like, graphically speaking, the character designs and the environments, they just don't look good. But the thing that disappointed me perhaps the most about Agony was just the sheer fact that it's not really that scary. There's eerie sounds, and there are in fact enemies to avoid. There's certain demons you can't let them see you, or you have to run away and you have to hide. But it's not scary. I don't know how to explain it. They just didn't do a good job of bringing the horror side of the ambience of hell to this game, and that's what's so infuriating about it. I really wanted to like Agony because I love this idea of going into hell and experiencing a much darker and gruesome hell. It's just so unfortunate that this game seemed to prefer almost just having glorified torture porn more than actually bringing a horrific experience. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people shouldn't be tortured in hell. I mean, absolutely they should, especially based on the way this game suggests. The bigger issue I had is there's a lot of the exact same people getting tortured the exact same way, and none of it really feels captivating. None of it really feels like it captures hell. It's just, you have to play it to know what I'm talking about. It's really, really weird. And then, like I said, just the visuals are really ugly in this game. The fire doesn't look realistic even a little bit. It looks like it came from the PS2 era, and it's just really, really bad. And I wanted to like it. I really wanted to like this game. This game, in some ways, and just there were brief moments where you would just be traveling around in these environments and you'd stumble upon a room, for example, and you would get a really cool visualization. You can see just what the developers wanted to capture here, and it looked really cool. There were some moments that I felt like I was almost traveling through Dante's Inferno, for example, if you've ever read or heard of that book. And it was in those brief moments where I could see what they wanted to do here, and I thought, they could make a really great hell. They can make a really interesting game here. Unfortunately, though, Agony is not that game. Which is why it pains me to give Agony for the Nintendo Switch an F. It's just not a good game. I'm not certain how it plays or runs on PC, if it's any better, but for the Nintendo Switch version, don't buy this game. It's not worth the $20 asking price. Thankfully, I only spent $2 on it, and even then I had a hard time justifying the purchase. And here's the crazy thing. I want them to make a sequel. I want them to try this again. I feel like they have something here. Like I said, there are moments in this game where I could actually feel a little bit of that tension, that horror, that true aspect of hell, some really unique visual designs, moments in this game. that just make me go, now this is what hell should be about. And as the game, as you play it, there will be those moments. But as it stands right now, when you consider those long load times, lighting issues, frame rate drops, and other performance problems like bugs and glitches, and the game itself is just really ugly to look at, I can't recommend it right now. But it's my hope that these developers take what they learned from this game and make another one, because I would totally actually buy Agony 2 in hopes that they had learned these lessons and could make hell really shine, so to speak. This concludes my review of Agony. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope to see you again soon. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want. I do reviews all the time on here, and as always, I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and take care.